Dear children, today we are going to discuss about different seasons. Our first lesson from geography, it is saying about different seasons. The name of the lesson is Seasons and Time. In the beginning of the lesson, you can see a description that is given there in our textbook. You please read that description. Please see it. And from this description, you can see that, you can read that different seasons are experienced in different part of the world. Different seasons are experienced in different part of the world. And the major reasons for experiencing different seasons in different part of the world, that are according to the availability of sun rays in different places. The availability of sun rays that is not equal everywhere upon the earth's surface. The reason for it is that we had studied already. The inclination of earth's axis. That's the major reason for the difference in availability of sun rays. You can see the picture here. The inclination of earth, the tilt of earth's axis. The earth's axis is tilted from its orbital plane 66.5 degree. From the orbital plane it is tilted 66.5 degree, and from the vertical plane it is tilted 23.5 degree. It is keeping its tilt, its inclination throughout its revolution and its rotation. Its rotation upon its axis and throughout the revolution around the sun. That's the major reason for the difference in availability of sun rays. And here you can see a picture that is showing the latitude. We already studied about it. The 0 degree latitude is known as equator. 23.5 degree latitude is known as Tropic of Cancer, and 23.5 degree latitude in southern hemisphere is known as Tropic of Capricorn. That we studied already in our previous classes. Then also please see in this picture. And the sun rays will vertically fall upon the Tropic of Cancer in some days. In 2 days in a year, when sun rays vertically fall upon the equator, the equal day and night will be experienced in northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere. The equal day and night will be experienced in northern hemisphere and in southern hemisphere. That are on March 21st and September 23. March 21st and September 23. We can see that in this picture on March 21st and September 23, sun is there in the above the equator. That's why equal day and night will be experienced in northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere. That's why these days are called as March 21st and September 23 are called as equinoxes. Equinox, equal day and night in northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere. That's why that are known as equinox. Equinox, equal day and night in the northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere. And see the next picture. The sun is there in the Tropic of Cancer, 23.5 degree in the northern hemisphere. Tropic of Cancer on June 21st. On June 21st, sun is there in the Tropic of Cancer. Cancer. That's why the longest day will be experienced in northern hemisphere. The longest day will be experienced in northern hemisphere, and shortest night also will be experienced in northern hemisphere. And in southern hemisphere, longest night and the shortest day may be experienced on that day. That day in northern hemisphere, June 21st, is known as summer solstice day. Summer solstice day. You please see this picture. Sun is there upon the Tropic of Cancer. Upon the Tropic of Cancer on June 21st. In the next picture you can see the Sun is there upon the Tropic of Capricorn. It is on December 22nd. And the shortest day will be experienced in the northern hemisphere, and longest night will be experienced in the northern hemisphere. And in the southern hemisphere, they will experience the longest day and the shortest night. This day in the northern hemisphere is known as December 22 is known as winter solstice day. Winter solstice day. You can see the pictures that are given there in our textbook, that is showing these different latitudes and availability of sunrise, and a diagram is also given there in our textbook. You please see that. And the next thing that we have to study here in this chapter, that is about the different seasons that are occurring according to the availability of sun rays in different hemispheres. Really, the earth is moving, then also as a result of earth's inclination, we will experience the sunlight, the movement of sunlight. The sunlight is moving from north to south and south to north. This movement is known as apparent movement of sun. Apparent movement of sun. As a result of this apparent movement of sun, different seasons are occurred in northern hemisphere and in the southern hemisphere. You can see here in the picture, from March 21st onwards. From March 21st onwards. From March 21st onwards, the sun is moving towards north. Sun is moving towards north from March 21st onwards. March, April, May, June. And on June 21st, it will reach upon Tropic of Cancer. From March to June, sun's movement is towards north. In these months, in northern hemisphere, it will experience spring season. Spring season. From March 21st to June 21, spring season will be experienced in northern hemisphere. The major features of the spring season that are given there in our textbook: the sprouting of flowers and mango trees, jackfruit tree, like that are given there in our textbook. And from June 21st to another picture you can see, from June 21st to September 23. June 21st to September 23. June, July, August, September. In these months, sun's movement is towards south from Tropic of Cancer to equator. In these months, northern hemisphere will experience summer season and the southern hemisphere will experience winter season. Winter season will be experienced in southern hemisphere, and in northern hemisphere, for us, it will be summer season from June 21st to September 23. At that time, in our Kerala, there will be rain. It will be rainy season because of monsoon rain. But in the North India, in Delhi, in Rajasthan, in such states, in the northern hemisphere, in mid-latitude region mainly, summer season will be experienced from June 21st to September 23. And in the other picture you can see from September 23 to December 22nd, December 22. The sun's movement is from equator to Tropic of Capricorn. Equator to Tropic of Capricorn. In these months, in Northern Hemisphere, we will experience autumn season. In the Southern Hemisphere, it will experience spring season. From equator to Tropic of Capricorn. In Southern Hemisphere, it will experience spring season. In Northern Hemisphere, it will experience autumn season. And it will reach upon Tropic of Capricorn on December 22nd. And then its movement is towards north from December 22 to March 21st. December, January, February, March. In these months, sun's movement is towards north, and in Northern Hemisphere we will experience winter season at that time, and in Southern Hemisphere they will experience summer season from December to March. In Southern Hemisphere summer season, in Northern Hemisphere winter season. All these are given there in our textbook as a table. Different seasons and different months in Northern Hemisphere and in Southern Hemisphere. All that given there as a table. You please see that table. And we will discuss about the movement of sun from north to south and south to north. Uttarayanam and Dakshinayanam in another class. Now we are going to wind up. Namaskaram.